Hey fam, get ready for After Party Radio's game night. That's right, it's going down. Join Team After Party Radio for fun, food, and games. We've got your Connect Four, Jenga, Dominoes, Spades, and we're featuring the ever so popular Black Card Revolt. A laugh out loud, sing it like you mean it, must have game for people who love black people and black culture. Hey, if you can't answer these questions, you might get your black card revoked. Join us Friday, July the 12th. Doors open at 5, games get started at 6. The address, 1910 Pacific Avenue. And for more information, visit theafterparty.com/events. See you at game night.
Hey, this is Pamela, aka the Love Doctor.
This is Serge, Mr. United.
This is Mr. Yeet himself, the mouth of the South, B. Jones. And we're missing Miss Beckham, KD. I'm KT with Sports Life Talk. Tune in every Saturday, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. for sports, relationship, and life talk. Catch us every Saturday on Side A of the After Party Radio. See you at the party. Yeet!
You are tuned into the A side on THAafterparty.com.
I hear that beat, it does something.
All right,
to
welcome
me.
to another episode of Sports Life Talk. We're live without sports, it's just talk, coming to you live on the After Party Radio. As you can see, it's only B. Jones and I today. Everybody else is out doing their thing. Serge is in Cancun. Enjoy yourself. Pam, Katie, they're doing their thing. So, hey, what's good, man?
Nothing much, man. We got a popping one ahead of us.
Hey, man, we don't have a choice. It's just
Hey,
me and
that's
you. We
it.
got to
It's
do
just
it.
us, man.
So, episode 10 is Leo. And that's based off of who?
Well, at first I thought it was based off of an astrological sign in which people are born within a certain time frame in the summer solstice, but it actually became
Only you.
it actually became soccer icon Lionel Messi. When you think about, there's a lot of great number 10s, but the more and more I looked into Lionel Messi, this guy, it just became very clear that this dude is probably one of the most relevant soccer players, if not the most. I guess synonymously with Cristiano Ronaldo. He the truth, man. So just looking at one of the baddest and most prolific scorers in soccer history, Messi has accumulated over 695 goals for both club and country. He's won the Ballon d'Or 5 times, which is tied, of course, with our guy Cristiano Ronaldo. And I mean, in my opinion, the first time I saw Messi was on the cover of a PS4 video game. That's what's funny. Didn't even have a clue who the cat was. Wasn't a big soccer fan up until really the FIFA World Cup about 5 years ago. Do you remember that FIFA World Cup? I think that was probably about 2011, 2012.
When Tim Howard was in goal.
Yeah. You remember we had that squad, but
we already knew that once he gave up one goal.
Yeah, I know he fall apart. So what's your opinion? Who do you think is the best soccer player, or do you agree or disagree with me that Messi is the baddest man on earth?
I think Messi is the baddest man on earth, and here's why. Since 2003, he's played in 687 matches for his club. He scored over 600, and he scored 603 goals, won 33 club titles, including 10 La Liga titles. So if that's not GOAT-ish, I don't know what a GOAT is.
Hey, yeah, that's GOAT status, right?
Yeah, but speaking of GOAT, let's move on to the GOAT of entertainment.
Okay, all
The
right.
best to ever do it, in my opinion. Michael Jackson. It's been 10 years since he's passed, right?
Okay.
So my question to you, first of all, do you think he's one of the best entertainer ever?
Best entertainers, absolutely. Even off the stage, his story has just been.
Well, yeah, let's leave that.
It's been entertainment.
It
But it's
has
been
been
entertainment.
entertainment, but
From
it's not
him
the kind of
holding,
entertain-
what's her name, Willow or Minnow? What's
Pillow.
Pillow?
Blanket.
Blanket.
Blanket. We didn't get it, dude. Like
I
3 or
didn't
4
say
names.
pillow.
Blanket.
Hey, but holding the baby over the edge, man. You
What
know.
kind of parent does that?
I don't know, but
Michael Jackson. That's
Mike,
who.
that dude though, man. He just could do whatever he want to do. But
So
yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
But any guy that if he touches you and you pass out and you're not a fake preacher, something's up, man. You just got some kind of
Yeah,
special problem.
his concerts, I mean, unreal.
He could just stand there for 30 minutes and people just sit there and just scream.
But it was Mike. It was
Mike
Mike.
was a bad dude. So let me ask you this. What is your favorite song of his?
Well, my number one song is going to be PYT. Pretty
YT's
young
a good
thing.
one, yeah.
My number 2 would be Man in the Mirror. They
I
really kind
said
of a
number
1A.
one. Give me one.
1A, 1B.
I'm not
I
letting
got to
you
do a
get
1A, 1B. Can I do a 1A, 1B?
No, you can't. You always do this. Pick one.
PYT.
PYT. Mine is Rock With You.
I like Rock with
Rock With
You.
You.
Yeah.
Bad. Girl, close your eyes.
Man,
When
you
he come
actually
on
got a
there-
little voice, bro.
You didn't know?
You got that church choir kind of voice. What, you a tenor?
We gonna move right on because I ain't singing ever again. So we're gonna move into our Balder's life. Okay. So the NBA is thinking about reducing the season.
Is NBA popping right now to you, man?
This is the best it's ever been. It's normally this time it's always about the NFL, but the NBA has found a way to keep
Dude.
their name out there. That's great.
I don't know if it's because of the Pelicans getting Zion. I've caught the fever. I'm like all in on this NBA thing. I'm
But
like,
see, you know me, I love watching the NFL, but my first love is the NBA.
man, I got into a verbal dispute with an individual over basketball in NBA basketball. Normally when we in the barbershop, we had those conversations. This morning, somebody started talking crazy. I literally got involved into the conversation.
Did you say something about Sports Life Talk? Did you tell them to check us out while you was in that altercation?
Nah, man, I ain't telling them to check my resume.
You got so heated that you saw red.
No, I wasn't heated. I mean, we just had
I know, I'm
you
just
know,
joking.
you want to tell me what the conversation was about?
Yeah, go ahead.
He feels as if no player would leave $50 million on the table and take a max contract versus staying with their team and take a super max.
Okay, so he has to understand this. It's not always about the money. You can have all the money in the world, but you got legacy too.
That's exactly what I said. It comes a point where money is negligible when you're making squillions of dollars,
Yeah,
man.
and then if you're a high power athlete like the LeBrons, the ADs, you're gonna make that money off the court anyway.
So the debate started speaking about Kawhi for leaving Toronto and foregoing the Supermax, or KD foregoing the Supermax and going to other clubs, which I know Toronto can probably support Kawhi at a very high level. I'm pretty sure he can do what he want to do in Toronto right
He's
now.
a made man anywhere he goes.
I mean,
right now,
but let's just be real. The money in LA is unprecedented.
Yeah.
The element about Kawhi that we all still, he's just been kind of this international man of mystery. Like Kawhi could become the Dos Equis guy. And that's really, nobody knows what he's thinking. He stays with this circle, which is probably the size of a pencil head. I mean, he's not
supposed to be. You don't need a
That's
real
right.
big circle. That's when you start.
He don't
having
give you
that deception
media
come in.
bites. He don't give you media takes. He don't really give you a lot to speculate on. He just goes out, plays his games, and he plays it at a high level, wins. The dude is, at this stage in the game, we have to consider this man as a winner. I mean, that's just bottom line.
But
Two finals MVPs.
Yeah, but how do we get off topic when I asked you about the NBA thinking about reducing the season, and then we jumped?
Because
over
I'm
there?
excited about the NBA, man.
You are, and
And I'm
okay,
excited
now
about
I see
the
how you
NBA
did it
for
because
you.
you're like the talk. I was.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just
going.
excited about the NBA. So,
I'm glad you did
But
do
but
that.
going back, NBA thinking about reducing the amount of games. I think this is the deal. There's a lot of different moving pieces in this element when you do something like this, because now you have to say, okay, well, we're going to play 65 games instead of what is 82?
82, yeah.
So let's say if we play 65 games versus 82, the load management question goes away.
No, it
you
doesn't.
You don't have a situation. Why you say that?
It could be 50 games. It's still going to be guys that's not going to play the whole 50-game season just because of the load management. Because you see what they did for Kawhi. He missed, 22 games? And look how fresh he was for the playoffs. So regardless of how they do that, you're still going to have load management issues.
Well, it should reduce it. It should reduce it because if you look at,
hey, you're healthy, you have to play. But then, how can you tell if a guy's really healthy or not?
well, Kawhi's the face of load management. Agree?
No, San Antonio is the face of load management because they did that with Tim Duncan. They did it with
Yeah,
Tony
but I'm saying
Parker.
now, but this is the first time that Kawhi did the load management. Everybody complained throughout the regular season that he's healthy enough to play because he showed us on Thursday he could play, then he doesn't play on Sunday, right? So they go on, eventually overcome probably in my opinion, one of the greatest teams to ever be amassed, even though with some injuries, but they still won the championship with Kawhi missing, 22, 25 games,
Yeah,
something
like
like
22
that?
games during the season, yeah.
So, in my opinion, Kawhi now has become the face of what you will see more teams doing more and more and more. And I don't think LeBron's injury at the end of the year was as bad as they say.
It wasn't. He just saw that they couldn't play without him.
Exactly.
He's going to have to overexert himself. So, hey,
I think
I'll just wait till next year. He knew AD was
LeBron
coming.
consciously made an effort to save his body and give himself a longer offseason to kind of recharge. I mean, he is becoming an older guy now, so now he's starting to experience diminishing return. So I just personally think that that 65 games. And I mean, of course, you're going to see it from time and time again with bad injuries. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody's saying that the Nets or the Knicks, whoever lands KD, are going to have this second year explosion, right? Because he's not going to play next year, but then they're going to have this big second year where him and whoever he partners up with come out of the gates. But I actually think we're going to see KD go through load management. We won't
Yeah,
know.
you got to until that.
Yeah, we won't know who
third
KD
year coming
is.
back.
Well, we'll find out who he is in the playoffs. And I think playoffs next summer. Well, no, excuse me. The summer of 2021 is when we're gonna see what KD gonna look like. So, but going back to that, going to 65 games, I think, or even 60, whatever it is, you're going to have to disperse the money differently. So that's the big problem with the owners. They're like, hey, we paying you for 82 games. You know, you want this 32.3 million, whatever that max contract is. I need 82 games out because I need you to fill the seats. They're not filling the seats now, so you're going to have to do a new CBA or something. They're going to have to revisit how the money's going to be, because an NBA player is going to say, hey, I still want the same amount of money.
Well, I'll say this. This is a perfect example of when less is more. Because I can't just sit down and watch 82 straight games of a season. Now, if you shorten it, maybe 20 games, maybe that'll pique my interest more, you know. You can have more games on TV as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so many options. And it's, as far as injury, it reduces the amount of injury because that's like 20 games that you don't have to play.
Another big issue, and we've had plenty of conversation ranking players and who's the GOAT and Jordan versus LeBron, which I'm in the LeBron bandwagon or the LeBron camp. So,
but when we say that, people got to realize that Jordan, as far as offense, to me, shoot, he's just a straight up killer. That's why Kobe
straight up
copied everything from him. But I just think he's an overrated defender. We'll talk about that on another show.
Later. But so where I'm going with this though is that statistically wise, if you reduce the season to 65 at this stage in the game, the comparisons are going to be tougher.
Yeah, because they played 80 games.
They played 80, so now you're gonna have the asterisk on. Well, his legs wasn't as fresh, and I mean it's going to be a lot of it's going to be tough at that point in time.
Even if they made it where we got to play 90 games, then it's still going to be something people are going to
True. They do it in NBA and NFL. Remember they moved up to a 16-game regular season where they weren't playing 16 games, and people say, well, now you got Drew Brees and these guys throwing all these yards, and I mean,
and then they've catered everything to the offenses too in the NFL. So it's kind of unfair. So speaking of unfair, I want to ask you this: since you're a Mavs fan now.
I'm a Mavs fan. Yeah, I like the Mavs.
I know you like the
Pelicans. And in all fairness, before the Pelicans came, I was a Mavs fan. I remember Triple J Ranch with Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn out of Kentucky, and Jimmy Jackson out of Ohio State.
Take them down.
You think that's what happened?
Two of them were messing with at the same time.
So are you saying it's a Kardashian curse and a Braxton curse?
I'm gonna have to go with it. Yeah, that sounds about right. But
no, but I remember going out here to watch a game with Triple J Ranch, and it was crazy, man. It was crazy. It reminded me of Run TMC up in Oakland when they had that little squad.
With Merlin Hardaway.
Yeah, I remember I bought a poster and it had Jamal Mashburn, Jason, and Jimmy Jackson, and they all had on hats and stuff and Spurs. It was pretty cool.
Just realize that thing is undefeated. It will take down wars. It just does so much.
But yeah, I'm a Mavs fan, man.
Okay, so my question to you, is it disrespectful for Brees to pass the torch to Zion? And I don't think he did it when Anthony Davis was there.
Well, I don't think it's disrespectful. Brees over the last 4 or 5 years has become a megastar. And it hasn't been any reason of course we've been really good the last 2 years, but Brees has taken his image and really promoted it. I mean, like, his branding has become bigger than what he does on the football field in certain instances, okay? I think the only thing that this would have caused me reserve is him putting too much pressure on a 19-year-old Zion. That's the only thing that I would be nervous about.
I think the NBA is putting that pressure on him anyway. We've never seen a first draft pick be covered like this at a draft. I've never seen anything
Nah,
like this.
nah, never.
Everywhere I think he went to the restroom. They tried to follow him in there. You know, they just
I've
didn't go
had
in
that
there.
conversation, and people threw out some other names. I'm like, it's never been done.
Even
this
when
is the
LeBron was
most.
number one pick, it was not like this.
Yeah, we talked about Larry Johnson, Kawhi,
Not like this.
Kwame Brown, Shaquille O'Neal. We went through, and Shaquille O'Neal is my favorite basketball player of all time.
Yeah, he's a
And
Tiger too.
Yeah,
so
former
yeah,
LSU.
Yeah, whatever.
Go Tigers. But yeah, man. From the perspective of him putting pressure on Zion, I mean it's okay because I mean listen, Zion is Zion. If we've been watching this kid do mega dunks since he was
In college.
in
in
high school
in
at
here's my
Spartanburg,
thing.
South Carolina. We was watching this kid do this stuff as a junior in high school. So Zion he ready for the pressure, in my opinion.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: Anthony Davis won a title
Anthony
in
Davis.
Kentucky, but just wait, give me a second. And we saw what he can actually do in the league. So why wouldn't you try to say, I'm going to pass the torch to Anthony Davis and make him feel more welcome? Or is it the case of we don't want to let another superstar type guy get out of here? So I'm going to go ahead and try to pass his torch now.
I think you just hit it on the head. I think this is really more of the whole city of New Orleans trying to take a page out of the Toronto playbook and really get the excitement behind this new look Pelican team. I don't think it was any knock on Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is, when LeBron retired, Anthony Davis is going to be my new most favorite active player. He just that good. I love watching him play. I'm not mad at Anthony Davis for going to the Lakers.
Because he wasn't going to win in New Orleans.
Well, I mean, I think he could have won. I mean, people 10 years ago said you can't win in Golden State. Golden State was a dismal place for so many years. All it takes is the organization making a lot of great calls,
Exactly.
a lot of great draft picks, and I think David Griffin is the guy for the future. He came out and said, hey, Zion is not the savior. They're going to put pieces around Zion. There's no team out there that has one player that is dominating the game, and they are winning because we see the Pelicans can do it with a dominant top 3, top 5 player like Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? So I love the act of what Drew Brees did. I personally don't see how he's handing the torch right now because we need to see
him
Zion.
get on
We
the
need to see
floor.
Zion get on the
Exactly.
floor. I would have rather this been this article that broke or Drew did some act of this like after the football season, which means now he's pretty much walking off into the sunset, right? Because this could potentially be his last year, especially if we make a deep run and we win it all. And Zion at that point in the game would have probably, be 40, 50 games into it. He's kind of got lathered up. He got a feel for it, the physical intensity, the day and night, the rigorous work that he has to put in. And then at that point, you say, hey, it's your world. This is your city because we the whole city's behind you, Zion, and really build that up. But I see why he did it. It's all hey, let's hype Zion.
Yeah.
They trying to sell tickets because you got to remember the ownership of the Pelicans is the ownership of the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
So it's you get where I'm going with that. They trying to sell tickets. They trying to get this thing sold out, which I doubt they gonna have any issues with. I wouldn't be surprised if they got season ticket on waiting list right now.
And all that from Zion, from a guy that I don't think he's going to be that good in the league, man.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
he's going. Listen,
Why
will
do
he be a
y'all
star?
keep saying this?
Will he be a star? Yes, I don't think he's going to be a superstar. But hey, that's a conversation for when my man Serge comes back. Okay,
we're gonna save it, but let me ask you this question: did you think Giannis would have been a star?
Did I think Giannis would have been a star?
But now he's an MVP. Do you think he's going to become a mega star?
Giannis?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I look. They got
Giannis is also 6'11" too.
Okay, but Zion can jump through the roof. He can
can
probably jump over Giannis.
He can jump over Taco. How about that? When Taco shut that down, didn't he?
What's his name? Taco. What's it? Talk about that dude from UCF.
UCF. Yeah,
Where
he
did
shut
Taco go? Is he playing in the NBA?
The Celtics ended up picking him up after the draft, so that's a good pickup if he can actually work.
Yeah,
So
they
what is
lo- they
7?
gon-
What is he? 7'6"?
Look, yeah, he ridiculously tall, man. They gonna lose Al Horford, so he might actually get some PT.
He should. Okay, so we talked about earlier how the NBA is kind of hot right now, and I think this is your question. So I'm gonna let you answer your own question. Should the NBA look into expanding now?
Well, I really wanted y'all opinion on it because I personally think they could or they should. I think about teams that I grew up watching, like before the Memphis Grizzlies.
Vancouver
They were
Grizzlies.
Vancouver Grizzlies, and it wouldn't be because Toronto has clearly showed us that Canadian support for American basketball is there. It's relevant. So and honestly, I look back at the You remember the NBA awards this week? Well, if you look back at the awards outside of the head coach who won, I think of the Bucks,
Yeah.
and Mo Williams, who won six man, I believe. Every other award was Lou Williams. Excuse me. Every other award was given to international player. Luka, Giannis, Gobert. All of these guys, Siakam. None of these guys are American born. So I do think the NBA has the opportunity to not only expand domestically, but to look at expansion internationally and start to do some things on a global scale to increase the level. We see how cold Luka is from coming overseas. I think we'll get the opportunity to do that. But I'm thinking Vancouver, Seattle.
I think they're thinking about bringing one back to Seattle, man.
Really?
That's a basketball town.
Look, Las Vegas will have their first NFL team.
Yeah, you put one in Vegas.
And you could put and now they actually have a hockey team too. So Vegas can withstand an NBA team. I personally, especially if you're gonna reduce the games, if you're thinking about reducing the games, I would like to see more talent out there because I think what happens is there's in most leagues this is the case. In most professional leagues, you go into the season, there's only a handful of teams who truly have the capacity or what, in our opinion, we think will really truly stand a chance. And every once in a while, the Giants will sneak up on you. The St. Louis Blues did it in hockey. I think the Kansas City Royals did it in baseball not too long ago. But the reality of the situation is that the Lakers, Celtics, there's a handful of Spurs. You get what I'm saying? Warriors. There's only 6 teams that we think even remotely have a chance to win it. In football, it's the same thing. Patriots, Rams, Saints. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be the same. Cowboys.
Yeah, you're trying to leave us out. I noticed how you threw the Saints in there. They won't put my boys in there.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of kids, especially that come out of the college ranks, that we think they really good, and they go to some of these teams who have better talent, and they don't get the opportunity to shine. And then they end up kind of going into the night, and then we see them in the Big Three, which Big Three dope. Big Three just did an expansion.
Johnson, did you see him?
Yeah, Big Three just did an expansion.
Yeah, we need to talk about that, man.
Yeah, we will, because I was watching it. They actually coming to Dallas in, I want to say August. I want to go out there.
Let's try, man.
Yeah, I think
you can buy the tickets.
Yeah, tickets on Surge if you're watching.
Yeah, Surge. We need that. All right, so Draymond Green had a tweet where, I don't know exactly how the tweet went, but it was like owners versus governors. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so it's a big hot topic right now in which they are associating, or I guess trying to draw a comparison to the white leadership in the NBA and really truly all professional sports. There's Caucasian leadership, and most of the athletes, especially in the NBA, are minorities and African Americans. Yep. And so the word owner is drawing some buzz, and Adam Silver actually came out. Now I'll read his quote. The NBA has moved away from the term owner, and governor of the team is what he would like to call them, and alternative governor. So basically my question is
what? Governor doesn't sound right either. It still sounds.
Well, you got a governor of every state.
Yeah.
You got 50 states, 50 governors, 32 teams, 32 governors. I can see that.
So how about the main person in charge, the CEO? Have it just be the CEO of the team, unless it's a different
CEO
title.
is not the owner necessarily. CEO could be a person that is appointed by a board. The owner of the team is like Jerry Jones, who spent $155 million, bought the Cowboys. That is his team.
But even governor sounds like owner, governor. It sounds.
Yeah, I don't even want to start talking. I wonder what if you want to look at this from a racial standpoint of view, let's not pardon the governors during the time of slavery. Because governors, they were supporting slavery too. So I think Draymond and some of the players may be ultra sensitive. But if you have a team of 12 to 15 players who, let's just say 12 of them or 10 out of the 12 are African Americans, and they come to you and say, hey, Kevin, we don't like for you to call yourself an owner, and considering you paying these people a large king's ransom every year, I really don't give a crap, man. Change the name. What do it do? Does that change your ownership? It doesn't change the name on the deed.
He's still the same person.
It's the same person. So if that's going to make your chemistry, your cohesion, is going to create a culture in your organization of diversity and people feeling good, change the name. Who cares?
But I like Adam Silver. He's always in front of stuff, man.
He
He's
is.
never behind. He's always in front.
Yes.
That's why he's the best in the game, man.
I agree. I agree. If you had to have a commissioner, he's doing commissioner right versus Goodell is
That dude, he just all for the owners. Whatever the
Yeah.
owners want,
all
he
for the
gives it
money
to 'em.
side of it. All
Yeah,
for the money.
He's straight for them.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about Andre Iguodala. He was on the Breakfast Club, and he said that he believes that Mark Jackson is being blackballed. And he also talked about Golden State, how they said that he had a sprain or something when, in fact, he had a fractured leg.
Now I didn't hear the interview, and I promise you I'm going to check it out because I think my cousin sent me the link to the interview, and I've been meaning to catch up with
Okay,
it.
I got what he said right here.
Okay.
Okay, so he was saying, they said you've got a bone bruise. He's like, no, it's a fracture. So I'm fighting with the team. I'm fighting with people. I'm fighting with the media, and then my teammates ask me every day, how you feeling? How you feeling? So he's getting it from everywhere. What do you always say in sports? Oh, he's a tough guy. He plays through
Right.
injuries. You're validated as an athlete if you win championship or how tough you were. If you sit out, it's like he's not that tough. So this guy played with a fracture, and his team said he had a bone bruise.
I know. You could take this conversation on any level. I was recently, a person at my job was brutally sick, refused to go home. Why? Because the thought process is the person who works for this company for 12 to 14 hours a day is going to be considered the hardest worker and be given the opportunities for promotion. When at the end of the day, actually, science has even showed us that sleep and rest are just as equal as diet, physical exercise. Your body can't even properly heal if you're not getting an adequate 6 to 8 hours of rest per night.
And I'm glad you said that because at your job, just think of my job of teachers.
Yeah.
We have several teachers that come to work sick because they don't want to miss because of the damn STAR test.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they don't want to miss and have their kids miss a day of quality instruction.
So I don't want Andre Iguodala to think that he's the only one dealing with that
Oh,
pressure.
no.
What Andre's comments showed me, and it's just my personal opinion, Warriors one are in trouble. It also tells me that there was more to the KD's decision to return in Game 5 that meets the eye. My initial thoughts,
because they were down 3-1.
that was my initial thought. My initial thoughts was they needed a shot in the arm. They needed to inject some energy, something from a psychological standpoint of view to give these players the thought process that, hey, we can overcome a tremendous amount of adversity and break some kind of record. Then I started thinking, well, KD is pretty ultra sensitive. This is a guy that's on record with having burner accounts, and he's very sensitive to what somebody like me and you, or even the average person, would put out there on the web about him or on Instagram. He would go and take his time and respond to those comments. But now when you look at it from this perspective, where you have people who, like his agent, who should have been backing him, when
He got to fire that agent, man.
when you have a professional medical staff evaluating things and not telling you, like, hey, you have a injury that could potentially 75% chance become an Achilles tear, I can see the pressure now. And if this is what AI is saying is true, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone anyway. I think he's going to New York or Brooklyn, man. It's that simple.
My question is, why would Andre Iguodala say all of this, knowing that he's going to put on a Warriors jersey next
Because
year?
he only has one more year. He's already said
Still,
that after
though,
this season.
why create that type of chaos or create that type of turmoil? You know, my wife always said, why bring that type of energy to the organization, man? It's kind of like what Rozier was doing last year when he was talking about Gordon Hayward injury. Why bring that type of energy if you knowing that that's who paying your bills? It's okay in your inner circle to say those things, but why talk about it in TV and media and give these beat writers, give them a clipping, a headline?
Well, maybe he's just trying to put it out there that the Golden State medical staff needs to step their game up.
You know what's funny? I remember when David Griffin got to New Orleans, and it was this big article that came out about his first decision. His first decision was to go out and get the medical staff from the Phoenix Suns, who has been known as one of the best medical staffs in
They're the
all
one
the
that got
sports.
Grant Hill back, right?
They've gotten a bunch of players back. And like all the NBA players revered this medical staff. They like, man, that's if we want to get a medical staff, that's what we want it to be about. And I was like, that's great, medical staff, but let's free some cap space. Let's go out, let's get some players. Let's talk free agency. And now when I see, yeah, it makes sense because a player who's maybe like a KD, and I know KD not coming to New Orleans, but let's say you take a player that's 31, 32 at the top of their game who coming off of a major injury, like Kawhi, they may consider, hey, like I need to go to a team that has a medical staff that could really get me to the best of my capabilities.
Yeah, so I'm all with it, man. David Griffin, he's a good owner. That's
He
why
the truth.
LeBron liked him, man.
He the truth, man.
That's why LeBron liked him. And then wasn't because LeBron liked him. That's why they got rid of him.
That's ain't that something? You
Yeah.
think the Pelicans are gonna make some noise in free agency?
I don't know how much noise they're gonna make, man. I really don't. I don't see a lot of
Bro,
people just.
it is about to be some big losers in free agency this week. I mean, we're looking at teams like New York Knicks who could get absolutely shut out. Clippers could be shut out. I don't know. And now, as we were on air, I got a news break that Kawhi Leonard and KD are in conversations thinking about teaming up together. No longer is it KD and Kyrie. So I don't know what trend. I'm thinking maybe they probably talking about Clippers.
Oh, that'll be nice, but
Because KD has agreed to interview with the Clippers.
well, Kawhi's got to hold it down for a year until KD comes back.
Kawhi can do it. We just saw him do it with a band of misfit toys. We
If
just
I'm
saw
the
him
Lakers,
do
man,
that.
I got to get to Kawhi first. I cannot let that guy go and talk to Jerry West because Jerry West is a closer.
So
Jerry-
what team did Jerry West build to win a championship? So I'm not.
Well,
My
he's-
history is not good on
I
that.
know he's built different organizations. He helped Memphis.
The point I'm trying to make is I don't recall. I don't know. Maybe he did it. Did he work? Was he part of the Lakers organization?
Remember, he won a title with the Lakers.
Hit me up at BossB318 if you're watching this and you can tell me. I need to know what has Jerry West done? Because
He's
I've
done it
heard
for a
that.
couple-
I heard that comment and I'm just
Was
like,
it
what
Golden
has
State?
Jerry
Was
West
he?
done?
No, he wasn't at Golden State.
It
But
was somebody he did something
Yeah,
with
it
though.
was a couple of teams.
So I don't know.
All right, so let's jump off the sports bandwagon, man. Let me ask you this. Well, I'm asking you. We had a substitute teacher in Houston at El Campo High School that was fired because she was filming adult scenes in the
Whoa.
classroom.
You said she?
Yes.
So when you put this one on the program, I don't know why I thought it was a he. It was a female.
The employee produced adult films in 2 different places on campus, but none of the students were present, the district said. Yeah, I think it was a woman.
So was the person who produced? Did they perform in these videos?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, where do you
That
go
high
from
school
that,
lit.
man?
Yeah, you got to go though, man. If I were to go to my job right now and produce a porno and that got out, that's a negative. The company values are not synonymous with pornography, so yeah, they are going to terminate me. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast.
I mean, how dumb do you have to be to even try to pull off a stunt like this? Why you couldn't just go somewhere and went to a room and made it look like a classroom? You know what I'm saying? That just makes zero to no sense to me. So we're gonna move on. We don't like talking about dumb people. All right, so let's talk about our favorite players ever. I know we've been trying to save this, man, but we didn't have this on the docket for I don't know how long.
I know, right?
Let's go ahead and get it out of there. So who is your favorite NBA player of all time?
Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel, Shaq Fool.
Okay, Sir just hit me up. Hey, next week, I think it's next week.
Okay.
We're doing a special 90-minute episode next week
90
covering all
minutes.
free agency moves. So
All right.
be ready for that. Appreciate that, Serge. Hope you're having a good time. If you could text, you could have called in. You know that, right? We got a number. Just mess with him. All right, so my favorite NBA player, you said it was Shaq. His teammate in Orlando is Penny Hardaway, who I forgot I got to find his jersey.
Yeah.
I'm going to rep and have his jersey.
Penny Hardaway is yours?
Penny Hardaway is my favorite player.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
So we had a little combination. See, we would have had a team for the first time that we
Agree with Orlando?
we both agreed on. Yeah.
Well, that'd probably be the last one, too.
Dude, side note, we're gonna get back to this. Second side note. Did you know the Florida won the Directors Cup this year?
No, I didn't.
The Florida Gators won the Directors Cup. That means the team Stanford won it. Florida finished number 3.
Yes,
They finished number one in the
Stanford
SEC.
women won.
Stanford won number one school in the nation for the most championships and highest rankings. LSU finished ninth.
Yeah, well,
Side note.
Florida was higher than LSU, so that's great, huh? So who's your favorite NFL player?
Drew Brees, man. My guy.
Drew Brees. Man, I had to think long and hard on this, man. My favorite quarterback ever is Brett Favre. He's just a guy that went out there, he got the job
Okay.
done, man. He didn't care. But for the sake of argument, I'm gonna pick this one guy who just got swag and he's just the truth. It's Deion
Okay.
Sanders.
I like Prime.
Deion gonna be my favorite player.
Well, I'm gonna make a confession. So, my favorite player up until about 2005 was Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas was the truth, man.
I loved everything about Derek Thomas's game. Him and Neil Smith when they was in Kansas City.
And the seatbelt, not wearing the seatbelt took his life, man.
So guess what happened in 2000? It might have been 2004, 2005 that turned me off.
What?
I saw a special and it might have been NFL Network, ESPN. Derek Thomas graduated from Alabama.
Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that at the time, and it just turned me off from the dude, man.
I didn't know it either.
I was like, what? This dude, and it makes sense. I mean, big black dude, yeah, he was ferocious. I could see him coming from Alabama, but I was like,
But the thing is,
I can't support
like I said,
him no
not
more.
wearing a seatbelt took him out of here, man.
So then it became Walter Payton after that. So I'm real fond of running backs. I don't know why. Walter Payton, Barry Sanders. I've loved all of those guys.
All right, so favorite college player ever?
My favorite college football player, and this is gonna shock a lot of people, was Charles Woodson, man.
Charles Woodson was the truth.
Hey, I love watching Charles Woodson. As a matter of fact, number 2 would have been Desmond Howard. So I don't know if I just had a little infatuation with
Michigan.
Yeah, with
you
Michigan.
Want to tell us, man?
But I liked. Do you remember a dude named Peter Ward?
Peter Ward, yeah, we're
Out of
from
Florida State. I used to love Peter Ward too,
he went
man.
to the NFL and
I know he didn't do anything, man.
well, he was the one that got caught stealing that Dillard's, so that messed him up too. He used to get in trouble.
I thought that was Snoop Menace that got caught. I think that was Snoop.
No,
Peter Ward got caught stealing too.
Peter Ward got caught stealing too.
Yeah,
But you know the crazy thing about that, right? You know, Moss was supposed to be in that team with Warwick.
Really?
Yeah, could you imagine those two? Florida State
He
been
sure
unstoppable.
was.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on that team with him.
Yep, got kicked out of school.
All right, so my favorite college football player, I'm gonna go with Michael Vick, man.
I'm surprised it ain't Tebow.
Tebow get too much praise, man. Was he cold? Was he cold in college? Yes.
No Percy Harvin, no Florida Gators that you.
I'm gonna go Michael
Emmitt
Vick,
Smith.
man.
How you not going Emmitt Smith? He
Because-
went to Florida, went
he's
to your
a Cowboy.
Cowboys.
I'm going Michael Vick. Why you didn't go with somebody for LSU?
Well, my favorite LSU player would have been probably Booger McFarland. I love Booger McFarland.
It wasn't my favorite Florida player. It was my favorite college.
Yeah, I know.
What Michael Vick
I feel
did
you.
in there against that Florida State team, man, that was just something I've never seen anything like that. One
Hey,
man, damn
beastly.
near- he damn near beat him by himself.
Yes.
So hey man, stop criticizing my picks, man. I don't do
Who was
to
that
you.
quarterback? Chris Winkie for Florida State.
Yeah, well,
That was actually a pretty good game, man.
yeah, Winky. He went to the Carolina Panthers and.
Trash. Yup.
All right, so this is a tough one for me. So college basketball, it's hard for me to pick one, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and I guess stick with my guy Penny Hardaway because I can't think of anybody else right now. Because growing up, I like the Arizona Wildcats. I
I was gonna say the same because see, my love for Shaq didn't develop when he went to the Orlando Magic. My love for Shaq really started when he was playing college basketball at LSU. But I'm gonna throw a wrench in the system. It's the next 2 or 3. I'm gonna give you 3 names, and this is for the sports fans. They gonna appreciate. My cousins who may be watching this, they would appreciate this. My boy Eric Dampier out of Mississippi State.
one of your favorite players.
Carmelo Anthony.
I go Melo if I go Dampier. Dampier is trash.
Marcus Camby.
Massachusetts, he was nice.
Chris Webber.
Yeah, because I wanted to put Jalen Rose too. I like Jalen Rose, man.
And Ray Allen.
Ray Allen's the truth at UConn.
So all of them guys, I have had a high level of love for them when they were playing college basketball. But if I had to go with my favorite, if you said B, if you could go back and go to one game and hang out one player, it probably would have been Shaq. Shaq had a rock tour going. Remember, he was breaking rims and
That was a bad
it was
dude.
crazy. Yeah, he was a bad boy in college.
But I got introduced to Penny when my cousin moved from Memphis. They was like, man, this is a guy, man. You got to check him out. He playing for Memphis named Penny Hardaway. And ever since then, man, I fell in love. I bought those first pair of shoes, which I can't find, even though they hurt the hoop in.
Yeah.
But I love me some Penny Hardaway. Shout out to Penny, man. He doing big things.
Didn't they have a commercial with like Baby Penny or something
Lil
like
Penny.
that? Lil Penny.
That's Tyra Banks, bro. Yeah, we
Lil
know
Penny
about-
used to be a trip, man.
All right, so MLB. Who's your favorite player of all time?
That boy Pudge, man. Pudge, my guy down here in the Texas Rangers. I used to love watching Pudge. I actually played catcher in Little League Baseball, so Pudge was my guy. I like literally everything I wanted to do was behind Pudge. And my second favorite player was...
Why do you always do that?
Because, man, because
You
we're
gotta
a
come with
sports
seconds.
show, and
We
people
are.
are
Go
listening,
ahead.
and we don't have
said
6
your
or 7
favorite of
people.
all time. Go ahead.
I just gave
Go
you my
ahead.
favorite. I'm giving you my second favorite was Frank Thomas.
It's Big Hurt.
Big Hurt. Now,
Big
he
Hurt
came
with
from
you.
Auburn. I can deal with Auburn. Can't deal with Alabama.
don't
But
know
Big
about
Hurt came from Auburn,
He's
and
still SEC winner,
I
huh?
used to wear his number, 35.
Oh, really?
I even wore his number in basketball.
So MLB, mine is A-Rod, man. Listen, and here's why. Before he came to Texas, man, he was on the track to be the best shortstop ever. Seriously, before he started juicing up,
A-Rod is the biggest rip-off artist of all time.
he got J-Lo. So what you gonna say about that?
Puff Daddy done had J-Lo. The dancer for the stylistics done had J-Lo.
So you trying to say even? Okay,
Hey.
so J-Lo came into you and you were married. You wouldn't try to tolerate
Tristan
J-Lo?
Thompson done had J-Lo.
Yeah,
No, I-
J-Lo. See, now you do it too much. No, I like
No.
A-Rod, man. That dude,
I like A-Rod was a bad boy on the
He was
field.
on
though.
track to be the best shortstop ever. His
Yeah.
skill set, he could hit and he could play defense, and he had to move to third base because the MLB wouldn't let him take a pay cut to go to Boston.
So he played third in New York.
He played third in New York, and he played short for
and
the
then Derek
Mariners
Jeter. Yeah, Derek Jeter
and
stayed.
the Rangers.
Yeah. So,
right,
I
so-
like him. I like him.
I can't tell. So NHL, this is a real hard one for me. NHL.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean,
Mine is an easy one.
if for the stars, it's gonna be Mike Modano.
Really? I like Mike Madonna.
Mike Modano, because it's the guy that I'm used to seeing on TV all the time, and he was successful. He helped bring this city a championship.
Mine is Super Mario. Mario Lemieux.
Mario Lemieux. Oh,
Yeah, he was a beast,
You
man.
can go him, Wayne Gretzky. I wanted to
Gretzky.
do the what's the guy?
Jaromir Jaeger.
Yeah,
I used to him and Lemieux played together. So really, they were kind of 1A, 1B. But you've been reprimanding me the whole show about picking two. So
No, go ahead, man.
yeah,
You just-
Jaeger,
you
Jaeger
gonna
was
do
the
it
truth.
anyway.
As a matter of fact, that whole squad, man. I used to Larry Murphy. The
Hey,
boys
did you
used to
ever
be
play
nasty.
that game? What was it
NHL
called?
95.
NHL, boy.
Yeah, I used to play it.
I used to go and just
That's
try
how
to-
I learned all about hockey, man.
That's how I just try to go bump somebody and just start whooping. We still need to get the NHL 19 and support our boy.
I am.
What's his
am
name?
gonna get it.
PK or TK?
Yep, PK Subban or
You
something.
know, he
like
just
that.
got traded again.
No way.
Nashville traded
He's no
him to the
longer
New
with
Jersey
the
Devils. I want to say
That's
it's in New
nasty.
Jersey. I want to say.
He did get traded to somebody. I remember hearing Linda Cohn talk about that this week. So yeah, that's interesting. I may follow what that kid do this year, man.
We
Because
need to go buy that game today, because if we don't, we're not.
Nah, it's gonna get cheaper, man. I'm gonna wait. I'll probably not even take it out the plastic, man. I just want to
If
see
we need
that
to try to
brother.
meet him, get it signed, man. We got to do some big stuff.
Oh, I'm
man.
with you, man.
Hey,
I'm
PK,
with you.
man, holler at your boys. All right,
Hit
so
'em up.
boxing. I want to see where you're gonna go boxing, because if you don't say this one guy, then I know your boxing cred is just poo poo. Normally, you got a lot of stuff to say.
Well, so this is the deal, man. My first thought process is Mike Tyson. And I'm like, well, Mike was great, but Mike had a lot of issues. And there was a point in time that I would defend Mike at a high level. Over time, and after really seeing the effects of it in many documentaries, I would have to say Muhammad Ali.
there you go.
But I guess you could say my new age is Terrence Crawford, but then my boy, and I'm trying to Shane Mosley. That was probably about 10 years until Vernon Forrest put them hands on him. Vernon Forrest put them hands on him twice.
Then
Shane
Moses
Mosley was
just started getting
still my
whooped all the
guy.
time after that.
Yeah, he still did all right, but that fight he had against Oscar De La Hoya, it won me over. Do you remember that fight? Well, he lost the first 5 rounds, then went on to win the last 7. I was like, that's dope.
All right, mine is
dope.
Muhammad Ali too, man. But I like the guy that's out of DeSoto, Spence.
Earl Spence Jr.?
Earl Spence. I
Bro,
like that
he hit
dude.
hard. I saw him fight not too long ago. I paid for the fight too, man. And he nasty.
And the crazy thing is, man, whenever he has a fight, Jared's gonna have it right there at Jared will, because he's already homegrown here.
Yeah, I wonder who he gonna fight next, man. I think he fought Garcia last time.
Yeah, I forgot who they said they were trying to get in the fight. It was a big name guy.
He needed. He ready. He ready for them big names. I don't want him to go up against Bud though. Bud Crawford is my guy.
don't know, man. Boxing needs stuff like this, man, because the heavyweight division, oh boy, they messed it up. Joshua getting flowed by old boy. They look like he work at a Williams Chicken.
Like he working Krispy Kreme, man.
Shoot, hey.
Dude look like me out there, man.
All right, let's move on to Tackling Life, which is our NFL segment.
All right.
All right, so this is, you talking about somebody shooting shots at somebody.
Yeah, this story took it too far, man.
Yeah, it did. A Kansas City sports radio host has been taken off the air for comments about Chiefs coach Andy Reid's lacking discipline. He said that his son died from an overdose, and then why is Siri trying to come up and mess me up? Andy Reid does not have a great record of fixing players, Kevin Keisman said on the air. He doesn't. Discipline is not his thing. Did not work out particularly well in his family life, and that needs to be added to this as we're talking about the Chiefs. He wasn't a real great at being a father. He's had a lot of things go bad for him, family and players. He's not good at fixing people. He is not good at discipline. This is not his strength. His strength is designing football plays. So I'm going to let you take that, man. What you think about that?
My first reaction would have been to tell Kevin
Is it Keisman?
Keisman or Keatsman
Keatsman.
to go kill yourself. But I'm a more mature person, and socially, I don't want to support suicide because it is an epidemic and it is big. It's a situation that probably needs to shine a light on. So, as being socially responsible with the daughter who's 16 years old, I won't say that.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say it either. I appreciate that, Playboy.
But I thought it, and the truth of the matter is that because I guess we consider media now. We talking about stuff.
Yeah,
we
talking
talking about stuff. We giving an opinion. We the media, right? So I think that your takes should only go so far. When it starts attacking people, especially when he had a son who died, I think it becomes a little bit irresponsible journalism. I get that you want to click, and he did exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to become the bad man, and some people, what you call it, turning the heel.
Yeah.
Some people do that, and I can think of the girl, Catch Me Outside. She became the bad guy
now
to get
she
the
got
clicks.
like $1 million deals.
And now she getting deals. So sometimes negativity will get you where you want, but if Andy Reid had the chance to put them hands on him, I'd turn the other way.
I mean, he should.
I'd turn the other way.
He has to respond to this, man. Me and you, we got to meet one-on-one. We're going to hash this out.
We got to.
You got to.
Don't put my son's name in any type of article. It just was no need for it.
I mean, Tyreek Hill was a bad dude before he got to me.
That's what I'm about to say. He is a head coach. He ain't nobody on the team daddy. That is not his responsibility what players do outside of off the field, man. And I ain't seen Tyreek Hill spit on nobody, kick nobody, grab nobody, fighting. I ain't seen Kareem Hunt do that. Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill had off-season, off of the campus, off of the franchise, had nothing to do with Andy Reid. And as far as I can see, Andy Reid has been pretty successful at every stop. And listen, yeah, you brought out 3 names, 3 or 4 guys that had turned sour under Andy Reid, but I can do the same thing for some of the best coaches that you name in history. But I can also, on the other side of Andy Reid, name you dozens, countless players who've been better men for playing under Andy Reid, who came out and did the right things and became great persons in society after the game.
I want to say this. Was it Kansas City that had the guy that he killed his girlfriend and he went to the parking lot and shot himself? Was that Kansas City?
I think that was Kansas City.
But it wasn't when Andy Reid
I'm trying to think
who
that player was, man.
But you remember what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yep.
I don't think it had anything
that guy's name.
I don't think it had anything to do with Andy Reid. I think it was a coach before, but it's just, did he say anything about that with that coach?
I don't know. Yeah,
because we never heard anything negative about Andy Reid. You've never heard anything, even when he was in Philly.
Yeah, I like I said, Andy Reid now X's and O's wise, he a great coach, and I think a lot of people just mad now because Andy Reid decided to do something that we had that good old boy network for years after years after years, and scouts. Oh, he can't play in NFL. NFL, we got a different style. We smash mouth. We big, fast, stronger. And Andy Reid took a kid and Patrick Mahomes and said, you know what? I'm going to play towards his strengths, and I'm going to change my NFL game to mimic a college game.
And just think about Tyreek Hill. He's a way better Deshaun Jackson.
And so now you got Sean McVay. Now you got Cliff Kingsbury. You got other coaches who are going to be implementing more collegiate style plays with RPOs and spreads and things of that nature. That's going to change the dynamic of the NFL. And so I don't know. I don't know why Kevin, especially if he's a Kansas City beat writer, why he's doing this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why he's taking shots at it. But Kevin, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man.
All right, so let's talk about this. This is going to be KT's corner real quick.
Okay.
I'm taking over. KT's not here, so.
KT's corner, all right.
It's KT's corner. All right, so in the Olympic Games in Paris 2024,
Okay.
they are adding breakdancing, skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing. I want to just break it down to the breakdancing. Do you think breakdancing should be an Olympic sport?
My true heart is saying no. But when I read this, I absolutely loved it. Because one, about 6 shows ago, that I said video games was considered a sport, and I was shunned for it.
Still are, but okay.
But this only goes to back me to saying that anytime you have a competition, it should be considered a sport. But that's not the point. But I can't wait to see what the Jamaican breakdance team do, the French breakdance team. I mean, like, it's probably gonna be some stuff we ain't never seen. And think about it, that's a high cardio sport, man. They showing agility, and I mean, especially if trampoline is an Olympic sport. Have you seen trampoline?
Power walking is an Olympic sport.
Power walking is an Olympic sport. So I say, why not? It's gonna be fun to watch them, man.
I need to get dominoes there so I can try to give me a gold medal, man. Even though I got.
You think you cold enough to win a gold?
Yes, with the right partner.
No, you can't do it with
No, if you do that, you play.
Yeah, you got to play the teams.
You can have singles and teams.
Yeah,
I can win both. Don't do me like that. All right, let's talk about Nipsey Hustle, man. He won the best male hip hop artist at the BET Awards. What are your thoughts on that?
He actually got another award too. So I watched the award show on my cousin Chris. He was out there. Chris Madison, shout out to you, man. Doing big things, man. I may include his Instagram into my stuff, so y'all can go check out what he doing. But the whole award show was done well. I normally don't get into the award thing.
Yeah, I try to stay away from BET,
especially at BET when they have 10 minutes worth of commercials before they even get back to the show. It was a good little show, man. Nipsey got a humanitarian award too.
Here's my thing though. BET is always late to the party. Nipsey's been doing this for years, so
that's true.
He's been doing this for years. So now that he's passed,
but do you think it's exclusively BET though? Because I'm a self-admitted. I wasn't a big Nipsey fan. The more and more I'm listening to Nipsey stuff, I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm digging it. The other day I was listening to the DJ Khaled Father of Asad CD. And Nipsey got a song on there with John Legend, Higher Date. That's actually what they performed at the awards. And I'm like, this dude could go, man. Yeah, some of his lyrics was so nice, and I kind of got sad. I was like, I'll never get to see where this career would have been. So I'm not going to fault BET for that. I do agree, BET's a little bit, behind.
But if you're black entertainment, you got a guy that's out there doing great things like that, you should be in the front of that.
That's because BET's trying to be as socially conscious as they possibly can, not to offend both sides.
They did a good job with Nicki Minaj. They made a shot at her.
Because they can't sell out to us. Because if they do anything, they're going to be a sellout to us. And then they can't do anything because let's just be real. The money goes through goes through the other communities. So, they got to be very, they walk on a thin line.
Yeah, I love that he got these awards.
He got it, yeah.
But I wish he'd have been here to actually enjoy it.
You know what? I personally would like to see a way for this to be perpetuated even going into the future. It's the spark, or it's the hot topic now because Nipsey's, we lost Nipsey, 3 months ago?
Was it? Yeah.
I think it was like 3 months ago because T.I. said something to that effect. But I think we need to, like the marathon, I don't care if we come up with something once every 2 months to talk about Nipsey. I don't know if you name an award after Nipsey. I don't care. A Nipsey Hustle website, the marathon continues. I don't know. Somebody need to do something in order for us to keep this legacy living because what he was doing was truly
I
impactful.
wish he'd been promoted more here because I didn't know about it until he passed. Like you said, I put on his music. I was like, Nipsey can go.
He could go, yeah.
Because I don't know if he had a song with Drake. I think it was a Drake called Killer. That song goes hard too, man. I
was impressed by the young man. Like I said, I got sad. I was like, dang, man, that's cold. We really lost one.
Yeah, we did.
We really lost one on that one.
Went back to his community, poured his heart into it, and the community killed him.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You hate that. All right, so we got a female high school athlete who didn't qualify for a track event because 2 boys who identify as girls ran faster, filed a complaint Monday with the Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. She said no one in the state of Connecticut is happy about this, but no one has enough courage to speak up. Solana Soul said during an interview with Tucker Carlson that aired Monday night on Fox News Channel show. Does she have a case?
Yeah,
I'm with her. I'm
I'm
all
with
on
it
this one.
too. And I think the young lady that we talked about who ran for was it Jamaica or Cuba? The Samaya,
Catherine.
yeah. Somebody's suing her. I think they're suing her, saying that, hey, I was second place in a lot of these events, and if she wouldn't have been there, this person here would have gold medals and all kind of accolades, which could have resulted in endorsement deals, things of that nature. So, yeah, the problem with suing is that you placing the blame on her when it should be on the rule,
Yeah,
the
it's
governing
not her.
body. It's
Yeah,
not
you're
her.
right about that.
That's my only issue with the suing and president. I think sometimes we as a society we way too litigious, and we placing blame in the wrong parties or in the wrong direction. So
Here's my thing. You know what's funny? Okay, when's the last time we talked about like a transgender racer? Was
I
it
know
a
you
couple
find a way
episodes
to
ago?
you find a way to put it in about every other
Yeah,
show.
well, it just goes together on sports. But one of them actually liked one of our posts.
Who?
I forgot the name. We had to go back through there. But yeah, somebody, one of them liked the post.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I just saw the story, and then it's something we talked about, so we got to continue that conversation.
Hey, well, it needs to be highlighted. It needs to be highlighted in a lot of different areas that transgender is here. It's here to stay. It's a part of our normal culture. And just like our show says, sports, life, talk. I mean, we got to talk about the
everything.
sports side and the life side of this thing. And that's where, you're going to have some tough situations and tough decisions that, honestly, at the end of the day, there will never be a black and white answer. There will this goes back to Charlotte not hosting the NBA All-Star game for 3 years because North Carolina would not let
Yeah.
the bathroom thing.
And it's only like a small percentage of people that you have to worry about anyway. So I kind of see why they didn't actually want to go and make changes, but you're gonna have to. That's the world we live in now.
My advice is I think we just should create if they're creating a total different gender or hold a total different box, right? There's male, female, transgender, or well, you know what? Most transgenders want to go by that other. So if you're a male and you want to be a female, you want to be known as a female. You check the female box.
Yeah, but we know that slippery slope on that. You're gonna have men doing that, going to the women's restroom and trying to mess with them.
yeah.
So no, you give them a separate restroom. We can fix all that.
But that don't sound like segregation a little bit to you, man?
It
You don't remember
does,
when
man,
they
but
gave
then-
black folks they all
but here's the
restroom
difference.
and they all water
Here's the
fountains?
difference between that. I'm trying to protect women.
I feel you.
predators.
You're
That's
not
what-
trying to ostracize. You're trying to
do that
protect.
at all.
Yeah, I got
So,
you. I got
That's
you.
all I'm trying to do. So we got 2 yeasts of the week, and I'm gonna jump in on this one, man.
All right, go ahead. You do
All
it.
right, no, you give yours, and I'm gonna give mine.
Okay. Well, my yeet of the week is going to go to a female, and she's very out there and prominent as far as being a
That's that
homosexual.
pose she had, right?
That's that pose.
That's that pose.
Hey, Megan Rapinoe. Once again, I'm admittedly a bandwagon for the United States women's soccer team.
No, it's
and
not bandwagon, man. You represent your country. It's not
I,
bandwagon.
it's to the point where I'm like listening to the shows on Fox Radio at the office because I can't stop at 2:00 in the afternoon and watch the game. So I'm listening to the telecast on the radio and going back and seeing all the highlights. But Megan Rapinoe over the last week has not scored 3 but 4 goals for Team USA, who was able to defeat Sweden and France by the scores of 2-1 each. And now we're going to the final 8 teams we're going to the final 4 teams, the semifinals in the FIFA World Cup, where we have a 67% chance of winning it all. But she's the first woman in history for Team USA to do this, and both of those goals all 4 of those goals were much needed in the victories, and it's electrifying. She's playing at a high level, and I don't know how old Rapinoe is.
She's like mid-30s, man. She's
Yeah,
up there.
this might be her last go round.
Kari Lord, they're both. She's
Yeah,
like
Carrie Lloyd not even starting anymore though.
Why not?
Yeah, she coming off the bench, so I
Is that
think.
just for extra firepower?
But you
She's
remember
one of the best
she
ones.
balled last. She balled last FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
She was cold, man.
She's still cold.
But yeah, Carly Lloyd. But yeah, so Rapinoe, hey, keep doing your thing. You balling. I'm very excited about watching you play. I can't wait to see you bring home this FIFA World Cup back to the States and you get a yeet.
Not only that, she's one that's still fighting for the rights of everybody too, because
That's another
she's still
thing.
taking the knee.
I can't wait till we talking about her after they bring this cup back. Is she going to the White House?
She already said she wasn't. She
We'll
already
see.
said it.
Yeah, I know.
She put the F word in there, and then you know that I'm really not going. All right, so my yeet of the week, since
Okay.
you let me jump in there, is from a man in New York named Roman Espinoza. On his lawn, he has a blessing box, and it's filled with food to anyone who needs it. The concept is simple. The box is a miniature food pantry receiving items for those who want to donate and to those who want to offer to people who need them. So I can't think of a better person to give that yeet to, man, because we have so
Yeah.
many homeless people and just other people that are just struggling in this world. And, it's hard to ask for help
Yeah.
when you're struggling like, nah, I'm a grown man. I got to provide for my family. So he's found a way to help you feed your family, whether
I
you're
love it.
homeless or you're just struggling. So
He also gives an opportunity for those like myself and yourself who are, blessed for us to give an opportunity for us to bless others. Because
Yes.
we always looking for ways to give. And this opportunity, drive by, drop some food off into the food pantry and keep moving.
all right, he said there's not a lock on it. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Man, it's something that he needs to get this idea in like every city, every state, man.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a blessing box some kind of way, man. Seriously.
That would be awesome.
we
That
do
would
it
be
at your
awesome.
yard, though.
Yeah, we're going to pray about that one. We need to do it at your house, man. How the movie going?
Man, it's still going, man. We're going to officially get everything in there next week, man.
All right. All right. You look
But-
look like y'all balling, man. I liked what I saw. That thing was gorgeous.
Ballin' and broke.
Y'all remember on Coming to America, where they brought the little estate in Queens Estate with McDowell's? That's where Kevin stayed. He stayed literally in that house that they had in Queens.
Don't do that.
It's beautiful, gorgeous.
The house
7 bedroom.
is nice, but it's not. Don't do that.
Ooh, it's balling.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. All right.
Hold
Hey,
on, wait. Raymond or Ramon?
Ramon?
Yeah.
Oh.
You get a yeet.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, before we leave, man, give us your social media handle.
Boss B318, and if you have an idea for a yeet of the week, shoot it over to me. People out there in the communities who's doing something, whether it's sports or whether it's just ordinary life people who are making great changes, shoot them over to me. Boss B318.
And that's on Instagram and Twitter, or is it just
That's on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, mine on Instagram and Twitter is KTCuts101. And if you know of any high school coaches or athletes that want to come on the show, we would love to start bringing kids in and, get their names out there. So, holler at us.
Hey, and you want to tell them next week we're going to start doing the call-ins?
Oh, yeah, next week we're going to start doing call-ins. So you have any questions, you want to talk crazy to be
Interact with us.
Because I'm pretty sure he's going to have something that's off the wall to say. Or I might. And I had a guy actually on Instagram. He was like, okay, so who's the guy in there talking about Jordan couldn't hold Klay Thompson? I need his DM. So I sent it to him. He never hollered at me. His podcast, I want to say it's like...
Man, you better not be in my DM with that foolishness.
No, man, he just wanted to talk. I'm going to try to find his name real quick. I want to say his name, the name of the group is... Give me
Well, here, while you find them out, the call-in number next week, we're going to go from 10:30 to noon Central Standard Time. That call-in number is 972-591-8272. So I'll give it again, 972-591-8272. Love to hear from you. It's going to be the free agent special, so we're probably going to spend 45 minutes to an hour unpacking the moves, the changes in teams' rosters, who we think are going to be great, and we would love to get your opinion and your take on that as well.
He's from the Roll Call Sports Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, man, I got to find out who that dude is. Well, it's me, man. Just holler at me, man. We were going back and forth on Instagram.
Oh, it was you. It was you that he was criticizing.
Yeah, it was me, because I didn't want to say that,
Because me and you, we clicked, dog. We on the same page.
Well, keep talking for a second. I got to pull this back up. And then we're going to end the show.
All right. But hit us up next week. Hit us up throughout the week. Any ideas, anything you want to talk about, we love your feedback.
Sports Life Talk on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And next week we should have the full cast, I believe, right?
We should.
We should be back.
If
We
not,
should be
we'll
back
have
full
somebody
strength.
in their seat.
All 5 Power Rangers.
All 5. Which one are you again?
I'm the Black Ranger.
Of course you are. I'm the red, and then we're going to go from there. All right, thank you for listening to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on the After Party Radio, and we also have our podcast on several other platforms like Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Can you think of any more?
No, but you mentioned that
Google Play.
we're gonna start doing the watch parties too. So we will have a replay of the show on Sundays and Wednesdays to give you a second opportunity to see us. And if you just want to ride in the
Second,
car,
third,
yeah.
fourth.
If you want to just ride into the car and listen to our commentary, you could do that through the podcast in which Coach Kev just mentioned.
Hey, sportslifetalk.com is coming soon. We'll see you next week.
All right, man. We ain't do too bad. Just us, huh? No disagreements.
No, not this time, man.
Not too bad.
Something ain't right then. I got to get better at that next week because I can't.